Hey guys, you with me, Kevin, your scuba professional, and today I am super excited because we get to review SeaLife Sea Dragon's new Flouro beam. So if you've ever watched those National Geographic channels where they film the funky coral at night and it comes out in those really awesome day glow, neon, awesome glow in the dark colors, well, this is the light that does it. It brings out the fluorescence of the reef at night. So it comes in this really funky box which tells you what it does, but this is just basically the light and the base tray. It shows you some of the fluorescent photos that they've used to take before. So let's open it up to see what's going on inside. Also over here it tells you that it comes with those really funky yellow lenses and the yellow cover for your camera as well, so you get the best results from taking those photos. So let's move this guy out the way. Comes in this really funky SeaLife box which is padded with nylon cover. So we're going to zip this guy out and start taking out the toys. So that's how it's all put together. You've got your fluorescent light over here, your charging pack, as well as all the extra goodies on the top. So let's take all those goodies out to see what's going on. Coming out. Okay, let's take all the bits and pieces out. So the little case, we'll move that guy out the way for the moment. So going through all the goodies, we'll get to him in a sec. You get a instruction manual. Important that you read your instruction manual beginning to end so you actually do understand what's going on with this. It's a lot going on, so you need to know. Got a few warranties, etc. over here. There is a set of double O-rings as well as silicone grease, approved silicone grease for the use on the light itself. Important for me to point out that you should only use the approved highest quality silicone greases on your dive lights, because if you use cheap petroleum-based silicones, that can eat through the O-rings and cause your lights and cameras to flood. So always make sure you're using the best possible silicone as endorsed by the company which you've bought the gear from. So you get an extra set of O-rings, double O-rings sealed on the inside, plus your official silicone grease. There's a set of chargers. We're going to get to this guy in a sec. Set of chargers in over here. I'm just going to open all those bits and pieces. There's an extra strap, which I'll explain in 1 second. You get an extra ball joint, which we're going to jump to in a sec as well. So there's your pouch. Then here are your chargers with all your different charging ports. Your 3-pin, 2-pin, South African type pin, European type pin, and then the charging port for your 25-watt battery over here. Just top tip from me to the South Africans that are watching this: if you are charging in South Africa, you need to remove this port and put the correct one on. In fact, that's anywhere when you're going around the world. Remove it and clip it on properly. Quite often what people will do is they'll leave this generic port on it over here, and when this one is on, they'll just slide this into the backs of the other charging ports thinking that it'll work, and then you realize that actually it doesn't. And we've had a few comebacks, people saying their chargers don't work, when in actual fact all they had to do was replace it to the correct one and everything would have been fine. So just top tip from me: if you are out on a big liveaboard boat on the Great Barrier Reef or the Red Sea and you can't charge it, just remember this video, because you're not going to be able to get me on WhatsApp and on a phone call via email when you're 3 days out to sea and there's no reception. So remember that. Let's move that guy out the way as well as the charger. So there is your battery. You have your ball mount over here. So what this is essentially is just a different variation to one of the clips. So you could put this on another one of the arms, which would allow you to move the light around to different angles to get at what you need to do, which is great. Your battery, we're going to pop this guy out over here. So the fluorescent light essentially is like a UV light. It's one of those blue lights that you get at a nightclub when you were younger and you had the rave. This is the type of light it was, but it brings out some really funky colors in the reef. So, but to see those funky colors, you need a bit of assistance with some of these yellow lenses. So here is your cover, and you've got a double lens cover here. So this you connect your strap to over here, and you connect that to this little lens. This lens cover is covered at the moment with some of the special cardboard which just protected it when they were laser cutting it out. We're not going to take that off today. I'm going to leave it on to protect it. And then you've also got another yellow filter which goes over the front of your camera. So there is a set of bungee which you can put over the top of this for you just to wrap around your camera right over the lens. That'll help with the camera to bring out the bios and the fluorescences. And then this guy you would connect via your strap with your big strap, and this goes over the top of your dive goggles so you can see what's going on. And this is quite a bright yellow that you've got there. So, and when you're finished, you just slide it all back together and move it out the way. As far as the light itself is concerned, you have a universal base tray with your 800 lumen fluorescent light there. The universal base tray meaning that it has a universal base with a universal screw. So this will fit majority of cameras out on the market. Keeping in mind this is a video light, you don't need any of the fiber optics to make it fire. So even if you wanted to bring a GoPro in order, you could. You would just have to get the right adapter for the GoPro. But any of the other compact cameras, video cameras, should work via that universal joint over here. Then you've got your flex arm, and then this light can disconnect and you can add additional arms to it to move the light higher up and around if you so choose. The light itself is double O-ring sealed, so I'm just going to open this up. Oh, it's on there quite tight. Hang on. Someone was quite strong when they put this together. Okay, so I'm going to open this guy up. When I've got it open, I can see that it is double O-ring sealed. You want to make sure that this back section is nice and clean. And then you can take your battery, pop it in there, and then just when you do screw it back in, make sure that your O-rings are lightly greased, not swimming in silicone, just lightly greased. And then you can twist this back on, making sure there's no contaminants or hair or dust or anything on those seals, so that causes the camera to, also the light to flood. Then once you've got the battery on and your camera all mounted up, you're good to go. To turn the light on, it's got three settings. It's got 100%, a 50 and a 25%. So if you're on a night dive and you want the burn time to be super long, you're going to put it at a lower setting. If you see something really funky, you really want to bring out those colors, you put it to the 100% setting, but then you get a much lower burn time, and you can switch between UV and normal light. So if you were to take this during the day on normal light as a video light, you can. But to get to that, you just turn the light on, and we're going to see what it does to the studio lights. I just push that light on, and then there's our UV. That's quite bright. If I push it one more time, reduces it, and then it pops me onto the standard white light, reducing the white light back to the UV again. So you've got your different settings there. You see as I'm swapping between the UVs and the white light. So I'm just going to turn that off because it does hurt my eyes. Okay, so top tip, never turn this into your eyes and turn the UV on. It does some funky stuff to your retina, so don't do that. Don't be a poopy. Okay, so just make sure that you're never looking straight into it. Ideally, you actually need to make sure that you've got the filters on when you've got the UV light turned on as well. The other thing you can do with this light, which is really funky, is it does have an emergency strobe and SOS function. So if you come to the surface at night after your night dive and the bot is gone and you need to get, hello, come and help me, you can hold the button in for 5 seconds, 1 2 3 4 5, and you'll see that turns it into a strobe. And then you push it one more time and that'll turn it to SOS. So it's 1 2 3 4 save our soul with the long one after that. So there's your SOS function, and then to turn it off, hold the button in, and then that turns it off. So you have your 2 UV settings or fluorescent settings, your 2 white settings, a strobe function, as well as an SOS function with the rechargeable battery, and all these really funky extras that come with it. There's just lots going on. So you've got your filters to make things go yellow and shine out at night for your camera. You've got all your little charging sections, an extra ball joint over here, and then your extra silicone and O-rings. I reckon it's a really great buy. It'll just change everything as far as your dives are concerned, because to see the fluorescence at night when you've got one of these UV nights will blow your mind. It really is that cool to see. So I reckon everybody needs one of these with a camera and to come on a night dive, because that's super cool. So there's that review. The Seadragon SeaLife fluorescent light that we've got available from our site. It's a generic, will work with pretty much any camera. Just watch those GoPros that you get the right adapter for it, but any of the others, the universal joint will fit. So if you guys are enjoying these product reviews, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go there and click subscribe. And you can also go check out all our social streams. Just give Scuba.co.za a search. We're bound to come up on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, Snappy Wham, and all those new ones are coming up. We put really funky things there. We're going to put some of these fluorescent photos up there too really soon. So that's it from me, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the water really soon.